You are looking live at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, and it was down again today, 82 points or 0.52%. And it's just been like a drip, drip, drip. The volume's about the same, and it's not cascading lower. It's not having a panic sell-off. It's just a, garden variety pullback here. But if we take a look at the weekly chart, which I wanted to do, well, first I'll close out the daily. The index closed 3%. 3% below its 50 simple moving average, this rising simple moving average. The 10 is below the 50, and the 21 is right at the 50 today. So tomorrow the power trend will turn off. Anyway, the Nasdaq, like I said, was down 82 points, 0.52%. Closed at 15,601. It's just in a downturn. After a 32% move, it's now corrected. More than 6%. I would think it would take more time. But since the March 8th reversal here, you can see the Nasdaq has been down 6 out of the past 7 weeks. And, this week is going to close way lower unless we have more than a 3.5% gain tomorrow, which I seriously doubt. But you can see this, well, the week's not over, so I'll just wait to the weekend video. But you can see after the big move, 32% move from October 26 to March 21, and this is the reversal here. This is the day that really was the red flag. And now it's corrected, a little more than 6%. So if you think 6% in, what did I say, 7 weeks, I don't think that's enough. But I sure would expect a counter trend rally like we saw, because it's getting really oversold. And I know whatever is oversold can become more oversold. But last summer we saw this little pullback, and then a rise higher, then a pullback, and then it rallied. It's just a short covering rally. So I would expect that. The shorts have been killing it here. But anyway, the institutions made a big bet on AI, and now they're just kind of taking profits ahead of these earnings reports, and the technology stocks are going absolutely nowhere. This is Apple in a clear downtrend. There's not much to say here. It's just looking for a bottom. They report earnings on May 2nd. Same with Tesla, just in a downtrend. This was downgraded today, and it actually undercut the 150 level today. And there's no telling how low she goes. And that's the one thing about a pullback. You don't know how low it's going to go and when it's going to stop, So, yeah, we just got to wait for Tesla to turn it around. It's got to stop going down before it can go up. All right, so they're going to report earnings next, April 23, which is, I don't know, next Wednesday or Thursday, Tuesday maybe. Microsoft, they report on the 25th. That's a week from today. It sliced its 50 today. It's just, like I said, there's big bets, big bets on the AI the first 3 months of 2024. And now they're just taking profits and waiting for earnings. And if they deliver strong earnings, they'll probably get rewarded, but that there's no guarantee of that. The other stock is Meta Platforms, just struggling around that 500 level. Once again, big move, from, last year, and the 523, it's just kind of trading in this little trade range here around that 500 number. But once again, they report on the 24th. They have to deliver good numbers. That's next Wednesday after the bell. Amazon, same thing. They don't report to the 30th, but, big move, big bets, and now some profit taking. Google, really like the chart in Google here. It's just holding its 10, which not many stocks are right now, but they report on the 25th and they have to deliver the goods. So that's it for those stocks. NVDA, just in a trade range. Man, this thing went from 500 to 974. It's just consolidating a base. It's not crashing, or, it's going to take time, just like the index. It's going to take time. Yeah, it's pulled back. If you look at the weekly chart, it's 13% off the high. So it's about twice of what the index has done. And that's pretty normal. You can see it consolidating in that flat base, doing nothing wrong. It's just, it's just like digesting your Thanksgiving dinner. You got to sit on the couch and let it digest. So that's what NVIDIA is doing. A couple of, notes that, definitely take note of. Micron had an outstanding news today of a $6 billion contract from the government, and it sold off, nearly 4% on good news. So that definitely is a red flag for me. Cautionary tale. Stock should not be going down like that on good news. So Micron, you have been warned. Taiwan Semiconductor, solid earnings report. The devil is in the details here, where the EVs, the electric vehicles are not doing well. The demand is waning. We know that whoever has adopted the electric vehicle has adopted it. Now the people are going to more slowly adopt, and that's going to be a real pain for stocks like Tesla. And the AI component of showed great strength. They mentioned NVDA as well, a partner with NVIDIA. And the AI is doing, gangbusters, but, some other parts of Taiwan semiconductor not doing as well, namely the electric vehicles. So anyway, selling off on earnings, no surprise there. It did close below its 50. Yeah, I'm real interested to see how the mega cap tech stocks perform next week. It's 3.1% below its 50 there, right? You can see that. So if you have Taiwan, that to me, that's a sell. Okay, so what's working, right? I'm sound like Groundhog Day here, but the miners are doing okay, holding up above the 10. Not many stocks can say that. This is Southern Copper. It broke out, it ran up, and it just keeps going up. It's flat on the week. Well, with the indexes, down 3.5%, at least the Nasdaq, that's doing way outperforming. TECK, this is one that I have on the ready list. Doing nothing wrong, but once again, doing nothing right. It's above the 10, so it's outperforming. More than 1% today, not bad. Just flat on the week, 18 cents. Like I said, not doing anything right, not doing anything wrong, doing a whole lot of nothing. And then Freeport McMoRan, up today, but once again, just holding gains, which is great. Up 1.3% in this environment is fantastic. So okay, and also the airlines, got to acknowledge the airlines. This is UAL. They reported yesterday. They were up today, piggybacking in concert with the Alaska report. So that looks pretty darn good to me, and not a lot of stocks looking like that right now. I mentioned ALK. They reported earnings and it was well received. They were up more than 4%. You take a little longer look at this, and it's just trying to come out of this stage one base here. So the airline stocks look fantastic, relative, right? Relatively speaking. And this is Delta Airlines. I'm just showing this because of this chart pattern here. You can see, the earnings line is doing better, and you can see this cup pattern, maybe form a little handle, but that one is a stock of interest in the transportation airline group. The cruise lines, not so much. Yeah, just, trading flat. That's Carnival, and then RCL is Royal Caribbean, hanging on to the 50, and then Norwegian Cruise Lines, yeah, whole lot of nothing. And this market's pretty tough. Somebody asked me what would it take for me to get more bullish or more aggressive in the market because I'm so cautious now. Well, I would need a follow through day, and that would constitute, day one of an attempted rally, and then wait, till day 4. And right now we're not getting it on the S&P or the Nasdaq or let's try the I'm digressing here. Yeah, that's day 1 of an attempted rally here, right? That undercut. So okay, so we'll watch the Dow components. A lot of them are reporting this week. Anyway, I've got to go to my speculative biotech stocks. These ones kind of saved me today. This is TG Therapeutics, a lot of shorts in this one. I want to say they had a contract, $188 million contract with the Veterans Administration. And if the VA's, this is a 1-year contract, so you divvy that out into 4 quarters, you're looking at about, 44 million a quarter. And they guided to about 44 million. So they just doubled their quarterly revenue with, one contract. So these guys have to raise guidance when they report earnings. on the 8th. Now, it's a 1-year contract, but it could be renewed, and it's good for through June of 2025. So they should have a gangbuster year, these guys. It's just like I said, they have a heavy short interest. There you see 32% short interest, takes 10 days to cover. So if the the CEO, and you could see the earnings, line trading higher, they do have a drug with earnings and sales. And if the CEO actually doesn't sandbag and gives decent guidance, they could have something right here, back above, the old 1902 area maybe. All right, AQST is another one. They had, they're going to have an FDA meeting coming up. Probably get approved for a drug in their film for epinephrine. I want to say the Baker brothers. That was the news today. The Baker brothers filed. They had purchased some shares. They're a famous Baker brothers. They're very successful biotech investors. So that's why the stock was up so much today, 15% for Aquestive Therapeutics. So yeah, 15% on a day like today. Thank you very much. We'll take it. Let me see. Okay, before I get to those other stocks, I got to go to SMCI. This one, it's getting a lot of chatter about the the head and shoulders. There's your left shoulder, there's your head, and then there's your other shoulder with the Gumby. I got to admit, this is not looking great on the daily. The bears are saying head and shoulders. The bulls will point to the weekly and say, oh, we got ourselves, a high tide flag here. So they're going to have to report strong earnings and raise guidance, or I don't see this thing going much further. There's a lot of pressure on these AI stocks to do well, and they report earnings on April 30th. So we're just going to have to wait until hear what they say. All right, speaking of earnings, there was some stocks that popped today on earnings. This is a building construction product stock, APOG, and their quarter was well received. I would say up 7% with 34% above average daily volume. You can see it broke out of this base here, ran up, had a 3 weeks tight, and you can see the earnings line heading north. So it's amazing how your stock follows earnings. Badger Meter, BMI. This one was up 16% with 353% above average daily volume. Now, this is a breakout from a base, which is definitely something not to be ignored, especially in this tape. I want to see how this one responds, because breakouts are being sold, or any stock that is up is being sold, as you know. And you can see the earnings line going straight up. Machinery, general, industrial strength, industrial stock, and it's a top group, top 30 group. So definitely keep our eyes on Badger Meter. I'm going to follow that in the next few sessions. LBRT, this is an oil and gas field services stock, up 2.7% with some volume. I'd say their earnings was well received. We look at the weekly chart here, still down on the week. So Liberty fighting through some stuff, and the group is not that strong. And then the last one was this, these United Healthcare and these medical managed care stocks are doing well. This is Elevance Health, and it was reported earnings. It was up more than 3% with volume today. So, all right, that's it for that group. I wanted to go through a little bit of the retail. The retail has been getting pounded. This one is holding up. This is On Holdings, ONON, the Roger Federer stock. And you can see it's in this, stage 1 base and just forming a cup with handle, biding its time, doing pretty well, all things considered. You can see it's still above the 50. Earnings are on May 14th. And it's 11% off the highs, with the index being, more than 6% off the high. That's not too bad. You got to expect your growth stocks to be 2 or 3% times the index. ELF had a strange, crazy day. You can see this is just forming a base here. It made the high of 221, sold off that 160, and it looks like it's getting support there at that 160 level. Just take a look at a 30-minute chart. It just keeps testing and retesting. You can see that this is a lot of days of testing and retesting. You can see this over and over and over again. So that's a good sign to me. But I want to take a look at a 5-minute chart, because today this thing spiked. It sold off at the open and ran up like the index. And I thought, wow, this thing's up like almost $6, up to 172, and then it just sold off, still, closed higher in the session. So ELF to me is just forming a base there. And the last one is Lululemon. I just got it acknowledged that Lulu looks like it, made a low here and wants to, form a base and trade a little higher. So we're going to give this one some time. This is a quality stock with a quality balance sheet. You can see the cash flow and the return on equity, and well, the up down volume is 0.4, so not a lot of buyer share, but it's got to stop going down before it can go up. And that's what Lululemon's doing. And anyway, that's it for me. Just this is the time where you need to be, you don't want to give up. You never give up. You keep curating your watch list, stay vigilant, watch your stocks. You want to rate your stocks and get rid of the weaklings, keep your stronger stocks, and this too shall pass. We will have a attempted rally and a follow through day, and we'll have a tradable rally here soon enough. But you don't want to give back, all the gains that we had from last October. Netflix reported after the bell, and a really good report, except for their guidance was soft. Pretty common for CEOs to sandbag guidance so they can, beat it next time. But it's down 3% after hours on a pretty strong beat. Raised subscribers, I guess their password. You can't share their password, so that's helping out. But anyway, that's it for me today. Like I said, just hang in there. This too shall pass. I'll have a ready list in the morning, probably an abbreviated one as things are on a Friday as the index limps into the weekend. Probably see some short covering after this. Great week for the shorts, 3.55%. So anyway, like I said, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Remember, you never give up, stay positive. These pullbacks will provide lower prices where we can get into quality stocks. You just got to keep watching, stay disciplined, stay vigilant. Have a great evening.